Ready to dive in? Today, we're taking a look at how Mindy Kaling, the super funny writer and actress and busy mom, approaches health and wellness.
And it's not about those crazy Hollywood diets or anything like that.
Right, exactly.
We've got a bunch of articles here, and it seems like her whole thing is about feeling good and having energy for her crazy life.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to see how her approach to exercise has changed over time.
Yeah, I was just reading about how she used to think of exercise as like a punishment almost. Like she had to do it to fit into some mold.
Oh, totally. Like something she dreaded.
But now she's kind of become like a workout hobbyist, she calls it. She's found ways to actually enjoy it and make it part of her daily routine.
That's so great. It's like she's discovered the fun in fitness.
Exactly. And one of the things that stood out to me was her love of walking.
Oh, yeah. She mentioned trying to walk like 15 to 20 miles a week.
Which is a lot.
It is. And she even talked about those secret workouts where she's racking up miles on her fitness tracker without even realizing it.
I love that. It's like she's just moving throughout her day and getting those steps in without even thinking about it.
Yeah, like taking the stairs, walking during phone calls, chasing after her kids.
Exactly. And for anyone listening who thinks they don't have time to exercise, this is such a great reminder that you don't need a dedicated hour at the gym. Just find little ways to move more throughout your day.
Totally. And I love that she mentioned living in workout clothes. She's always ready to squeeze in a quick workout whenever she has a few minutes.
That's such a smart strategy. It removes that barrier of having to change clothes and get ready.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk strength training. Kaling used to be all about being skinny, but now she's realizing how important muscle mass is, especially as we age.
Absolutely. I think that's something a lot of us go through. You start to realize that strength training isn't just about how you look.
Yeah, it's about being strong and healthy.
Right. It's about building a strong foundation that benefits you in so many ways as you get older, like preventing injuries, boosting your metabolism, and even improving bone density. It's so important. And Kaling's not just lifting weights. She mentioned that she finds Pilates really challenging.
Pilates? Huh. I've always thought of Pilates as being more gentle.
That's a common misconception.
Really?
Oh, yeah. While Pilates can be adapted for different fitness levels, it can be incredibly demanding. It requires so much core strength and muscle control.
Wow, okay. Might have to rethink my whole Pilates perspective.
Yeah.
But let's switch gears for a minute and talk about food. What I find so refreshing about Kaling's approach is that there's no talk about crazy diets or juice cleanses.
No, she seems to have found a really balanced approach that works for her.
Exactly.
She's not into deprivation. Kaling's all about moderation. She used to try to restrict herself before events, but she's realized that those kinds of crash diets just aren't sustainable.
No, they're not.
Now, it seems like she's making peace with food, enjoying treats without the guilt.
That's awesome. And it's not just about what she eats, but how she eats, right?
Mm-hmm.
She mentioned prioritizing leafy greens and limiting red meat and dairy. But also, get this, she finds coffee off-putting and overnight oats disgusting.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Because it just shows that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to healthy eating. We all have different tastes and preferences. The important thing is finding what makes you feel good and nourishes your body.
Totally. Okay, so spill the beans. What does a typical day of eating look like for Mindy Kaling?
Well, for breakfast, she mentioned having a corn tortilla with avocado and turkey bacon.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, sounds delicious and nutritious. For lunch, it's often sushi or a turkey sandwich.
Okay, keeping it light and balanced.
Exactly. And for dinner, it's usually fish, or she mentioned chicken curry too.
So she's enjoying a variety of flavors and cuisines.
It seems like it. Definitely not depriving herself.
Okay, so real talk. Does she ever indulge in dessert?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, she even said that dessert is non-negotiable for her.
That's my kind of girl.
It's all about finding that balance, right?
Exactly. You can enjoy those treats without totally derailing your healthy habits.
Right. Now, of course, we can't talk about Kaling without addressing the whole body image thing, especially being in the public eye like she is.
Gotta be tough.
Oh, definitely.
And the articles mentioned how she's really open about the attention she gets when her weight fluctuates.
And it's tricky, right? Because on the one hand, it's natural to feel a little validated when your efforts are noticed. But on the other hand, it can be so challenging to have your body constantly scrutinized and commented on.
Absolutely. And Kaling's also been incredibly candid about her own past insecurities.
Yeah, I was reading about how a comment from a coworker about her weight really stuck with her.
It's a powerful reminder that words have weight,
They really do.
Even a seemingly harmless remark can have a lasting impact on someone's self-esteem.
Especially when it comes to body image.
Exactly. And what's so inspiring is that Kaling is using her platform to talk about these issues and promote a healthier perspective.
She is. And she's also setting such a great example for her kids.
Oh yeah, that's something she's very passionate about. She didn't grow up with parents who prioritized fitness, but she's making it a part of her life now.
Not just for herself, but to show her kids that taking care of their bodies is important.
It's all about breaking those cycles and creating new, healthier patterns.
Exactly.
So inspiring.
I think Kaling's journey is a powerful reminder that health and fitness are not about achieving some arbitrary ideal.
Yeah, it's not about fitting into a certain mold or chasing some number on the scale.
It's about feeling good, having energy, and living a life that's both fulfilling and sustainable.
Love that. But before we dive deeper into her story, we want to hear from you.
Yes.
What's resonated with you the most so far? What's sparking your interest?
It's interesting how Kaling's career, like being an actress and writer, has actually influenced her approach to, wellness.
Totally. It's like her experiences on set or even in the writer's room have given her a new perspective. There's a funny story in one of the articles about how she was filming a scene with James Franco and she was wearing a whipped cream bathing suit.
Yeah.
And she jokingly said she didn't want him to feel her bra strap pudge.
Oh, I remember that. It's funny, but it also highlights the pressure, especially on women in Hollywood,
Yeah, for sure.
to look a certain way.
Totally.
And she's talked about how earlier in her career, she'd do things like, juice cleanses before big events.
Which, as we said before, are not sustainable or even really healthy.
No.
Not in the long run.
But it's great that she's acknowledging those past experiences and using them to inform how she approaches things now.
Right. It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly. She's learning from her mistakes and focusing on those long-term healthy habits, not quick fixes.
And she's not afraid to call it the double standards either.
Yeah.
In one article, she mentioned how people were actually upset when she lost weight.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah. They accused her of giving in to societal pressures or even using medication.
Huh. That's strange. On the one hand, there's this pressure to be thin, but then there's backlash when you lose weight.
It's like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Exactly. It just goes to show how complicated body image is.
For sure. But it seems like, despite all that scrutiny, Kaling's found a good balance and accepts herself.
I think she has. There's a part where she says she doesn't think she's reached her goal weight, but she feels strong and confident.
That's awesome. And it's a good reminder that health and fitness aren't just about the number on the scale.
Totally. It's how you feel physically and mentally.
Exactly. And celebrating your own unique journey. Everyone's different.
Absolutely. And it's about finding what works for you. Speaking of which, it's cool how Kaling's gotten more proactive about her health overall.
Well, how so?
Well, she mentioned preparing for doctor appointments, like she preps for work,
Interesting.
comes in with a list of questions, and makes sure she's involved in decisions.
I love that. It's so important to be your own advocate for your health.
It is. It's about being informed, asking questions, and making choices that are right for you.
Taking ownership, not just passively listening to what others say.
Exactly. It's empowering. There's also this really inspiring part about her focus on being a role model for her kids.
Oh, yeah. She talked a lot about that. She's really making fitness a fun and natural part of their lives.
It's amazing how she's breaking that cycle,
Right. Showing them that healthy habits don't have to be a drag.
Exactly. And it's not just about making it fun for them, it's a good reminder for all of us.
Yeah.
That exercise can be enjoyable. It's about finding something you actually like to do.
So true. You shouldn't feel like a chore.
It makes such a difference when you change that mindset from ugh, I have to work out, to I get to move my body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that. And it's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly. Health and fitness, it's lifelong, always learning and adapting.
And celebrating those small wins along the way.
Yeah.
And it's okay to not be perfect.
Absolutely. And be kind to yourself. There's no failing, only learning and growing
Right.
and becoming the healthiest, happiest you.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about Mindy Kaling and how she approaches health and wellness.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff.
But what does it all actually mean for, the rest of us? How can we actually take her insights and apply them to our own lives?
That's the big question, right?
It is.
And I think one of the biggest takeaways from all of this is you got to ditch that all or nothing mentality.
Oh, you mean thinking you have to completely overhaul your entire life?
Yeah,
Overnight, or doesn't count?
exactly. Kaling's whole journey shows us that you don't need some crazy diet or intense workout plan to see results. It's those small but sustainable changes
Right.
that make a real difference over time.
So it's more about, like, instead of beating yourself up for not going to the gym for an hour every day,
Right.
maybe just start by, I don't know, taking the stairs instead of the elevator,
Right.
or walking during your lunch break.
Exactly. Those little things add up over time.
They do. And when it comes to food, it's all about, like you said, balance and moderation.
Absolutely.
She's eating her fruits and veggies, lean proteins,
Yeah.
but she's also letting herself have those treats she loves. It's about finding a middle ground where it feels good,
Right.
sustainable, enjoyable, not restrictive and punishing.
It's about finding a way of eating that nourishes your body, but also, satisfies those cravings without all the guilt and stuff.
Yes. And another thing that really stuck with me is how important it is to just, listen to your body.
Oh, yeah.
What works for one person won't necessarily work for someone else, and that's totally okay.
Exactly. Like, remember Kaling mentioned how she actually doesn't like coffee and overnight oats?
Yeah. Who doesn't like overnight oats?
Right, like those are considered healthy by so many people, but she's found other things that she enjoys and that fuel her body.
Exactly. There's no one right way to do this whole health and fitness thing.
Yeah,
We're all different, so our approaches should be different too.
I love that.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Mindy Kaling's world of wellness, we want to leave you with a little challenge.
Okay, I like it.
Think of just one small change you can make today to prioritize your well-being. Maybe it's scheduling a walk in your week
Yeah.
and actually treating it like a meeting you can't miss.
Love it.
Or maybe it's swapping that sugary afternoon snack for, I don't know, some fruit and nuts.
Good one.
Because even those small things, they can make a huge difference.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll catch you next week with another fascinating topic. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and stay well.
See you next time.